Hey everybody, what's good? It's the Saturday afternoon. I hadn't planned on coming on YouTube today. I was gonna relax, still dealing with this little, it's a minor sore throat, but I was just, I'm gonna take off maybe Saturday, Sunday, and come back and do some YouTube, and on maybe Monday. That was the plan, but the dead has risen. Miss Troutmouth has come on camera, and I shout out to Jafar the Messenger Black Man, because if it wasn't for Jafar the Messenger Black Man telling me what's going on, I wouldn't know, because I don't watch her either. I really don't. As much as she complains and likes to let people know, I don't watch Khalil. I don't watch you either. But Jafar the Messenger Black Man came on my wall and let me know she was trying to set up a debate between me and old Struggle Doctrine. Let's talk about it. I said let's talk about it. I don't want to be too long. I'm a little under the weather. I don't want to talk about it too long. All right. Let's turn the music off. Let's get right to it. First and foremost, the way I'm talking to this woman, I don't want to call her name because, she's been on the campaign of trying to strike my channel unsuccessfully. She has thrown a couple of flags my way and gotten me, a guideline warning, stuff like that. This is what that woman, the so-called YouTube Streets Queen, she really wants me off the air because I'm just too dangerous. And I told myself I'm done with her. If you all have noticed, I haven't really talked about her in 2 weeks because I don't really want to talk about her no more, because her whole thing is going to YouTube and trying to give me strikes and get me off. I don't want to lose another channel. So because I don't want to lose another channel, I told myself, just leave her alone, Khalil. Leave her alone. Let her win whatever she's doing. Leave her alone. So I've left her alone. I don't want to call her name. I don't want to do no videos about her. I don't want to insult her. I don't want to call her the B word. None of that. I said she's been throwing flags my way. I got a warning. No strikes. No strikes. But she was successful. A warning, and I think she was successful getting one video of mine taken off. So I'm like, my channel means more to me. I do too much great information. As I said 8 months ago when I lost my last channel, I do too much good to keep going back and forth with that woman, because she can't play fair. She can't just strike up her channel and do a video and talk her shit. She has to go to YouTube and try to get me off the air. So I don't want nothing to do with her. You won, lady. You won. I want nothing more to say to you or do to you. That's why I've been dealing with old Struggle Doctrine. I ain't mentioned that woman's name in over 2 weeks. But today, what is this, December the 6th, she came out of hiding, and I didn't see the video live or nothing like that. I said Jafar the Messenger Black Man, he let me know that she was talking about me and wanting to do a debate with me and Struggle Doctrine. But let me say to this woman real quick, first of all, if you want somebody to debate somebody, if you want to set up something like that, the best way to go about it is just to be nice and ask for the debate. But what do? You want me to debate Israel doctrine. You say you're tired of it. I don't know how you could be tired of it, because you say you don't watch my channel. So what would you be tired of? You don't know what I'm doing over here, but evidently you must know what I'm doing over here because you're tired of it. But beyond that, when you're asking for something, when you would like to see something happen, the best way to go about it is just to be nice and ask for what you want. But to go on your channel and demean me and degrade me and debase me and challenge my manhood and talk about my age, I'm damn near 70, and you don't supposed to act that way and be a man. That's not how you get a debate, dear. That's not how you get a debate. Haven't you heard? You attract bees with honey, not with, salt. If I was going to do the debate, you kill it by your insults, my dear. All you had to do was come on and say, hey, I think that you, Khalil, and Israel Doctor should debate. I'll set it up. Winner take all. It's gonna be fair. Set up the rules and be quiet. And give me a chance to ponder it and think about it. But what do, Miss Troutmouth? You come on and you try to be nice. I heard the niceness in your voice, but you could not maintain in that 37, 38-minute video. You disrespected the shit out of me. You disrespected my age. You disrespected me as a man. You challenged my manhood. You did all those things. That's not the way you get somebody to conform to what you're asking for by challenging who they are as a person. You didn't call me a bitch ass nigga, but you wanted to. But you tried to talk about my manhood. You said I was childish. You talked about my age. You said I'm damn near 70. I'm 5 years from that. Should I say you're damn near 50 because you're 43? Stop fudging the numbers. When I get to 70, I'll be 70. But you talked a lot of shit. You threw a lot of indirects and a lot of slights and jabs my way while wanting me to do this little rendezvous with your king. Do you think that's the way you do things? Do you think that's how you get things done? Well, that's not how you get things done. If you really want to see me and Israel Doctor get it on, that was not the right approach, my dear. That was simply the wrong approach. I don't have to replay what you said. I heard you. You talked a lot of shit about me, but you want me to debate him. You even, you went so far as to say, if I don't, that means I'm not a man. See, you can't do that. I mean, you can. But when you're trying to set up something, sometimes you have to shut the fuck up and keep your feelings to yourself and play nice and work through it to get the job done. But you don't have that kind of personality. You want me and Israel Doctor to sit down so bad. But in asking for this debate, you talking shit. You talking shit. Yeah, you talked a little shit to Israel Doctor too. But Israel Doctor, he's ready to debate me. So you don't have to appease him. The person you have to appease, aka kiss a little ass, is me. That's just the fact of the matter. Israel Doctor is ready to go. He's ready and waiting for this debate. So you could talk reckless to him. But I'm the one you have to talk to with kid gloves. If you want to, see your means come to fruition. If you don't care, then keep on doing it how you're doing it. Keep on doing it how you're doing it. I'm almost ready to say, you know what? I need you to make another video, and I need you to do it right. I need you to come on and ask me to debate the nigga without insulting me one time. Could you do that? Because that was all wrong. I know you were trying to be nice to me, but you can't ask me to debate a man while challenging my age, while challenging my manhood, while challenging whether I'm a man or I'm a child. All of the things you threw at me. You've never been 65, dear. So how can you tell me how I should be acting? You're judging how I should be acting on how probably your mother and grandmother and older people in your life act that aren't on YouTube, by the way. But if you really wanted me to debate him, and if I was really going to do it, this is not the way to get me over on your channel. The best way is just come on and say, hey, Khalil, look, I know you're my enemy. I know I've tried to strike your channel. I've tried to flag your channel. But let's put all that aside. And I know you and Israel don't like each other. But can we put that aside? And can we have a formal debate? Can we have a formal debate? I'll be the moderator. You come over. Everybody will get treated fair. And that's that. Thank you. And I'll wait for your response. And that's it. But what do? Ladybug. You come on, you do 35, 38 minutes, and like I said, you disrespect me. You damn near 70. That ain't how you get somebody to cooperate with what you're asking. Be a man. That ain't how you get somebody to cooperate with you. Stop acting like a child. That ain't how you get somebody to cooperate with you. This back and forth it's tired. That's not how you get what you're looking for done. Now, if you want to do it that way, you're not going to get the results that you want. I'm giving out life lessons today. And that's a life lesson on how you get things done from somebody that you know you don't like. You got to appease them. You got to tiptoe through the tulips. You got to walk on eggshells. You got to kiss a little ass. You got to temper your conversation and your words and then kick back and see if what you did pays off. But the way you did it, you disrespect me, my age, my manhood, call me childish, say you tired of this and tired of that and all this stuff, and then you criticize the last time. So what? I made one little joke about he ain't had no pussy in a long time. It was a lighthearted joke, and it didn't mean nothing. You grasping at straws about our last encounter. It was a great encounter. It was a great encounter, and I was a gentleman. And even Israel Doctrine was a gentleman, even though he was an asshole of a gentleman, trying to maneuver and move the conversation from the lost books to salvation. That's an asshole move. But I was man enough, smart enough, and brilliant enough to keep that nigga on track. To let him know it ain't about salvation. Take that shit over there. We are talking about the lost books. And you agreed with me. And my last outing on your channel was the best video and interview you've ever done. You should leave it on your video forever because it stands as a testimony that if you could put your biases aside, you might do some great things, lady. You might could do some great things. If you can put your biases aside. I know you were Team Israel Doctrine, but that night you were definitely Team Khalil. And if you didn't have him on your side, you would have been real out there on some greater conversation. I'm just talking. I'm just giving you my thoughts on what I heard today. You want me to end this back and forth with Israel Doctrine, but look how you approached it. That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very adult-like. Now, knowing that you have tried to strike my channel, knowing that you have been flagging my channel, knowing that you've gotten at least one of my videos taken off, knowing that your ultimate goal and aim is to get me off of YouTube, why then would I want to come and sit on your funky channel? You don't get no views. You don't get no views. Why would I want to come on your funky channel? Knowing you don't like me, knowing you've been striking me but they have not stuck, and knowing you've been throwing flags on my channel, a couple of those have stuck, and at least one of my videos have been taken down by you, woman. Well, why do I want to come on your channel to debate him, knowing you want me off the air? I have said to myself, leave that woman alone, because she is not thin-skinned. Excuse me, she is not thick-skinned. She is thin-skinned, and she can't just go back video for video when we are going back and forth. She got to go look at my videos and find something in my videos that she can call bullying and harassing and then type it up to YouTube. I don't need that kind of problem. You win, baby girl. You win. I'm done. I'm done making videos. I will never, and you can take this to the bank, I will never put your name in a title or make a video going at you crazy. I'm only making this video to just address what you're asking for me to debate. After this, I won't talk to you no more. As long as you just go on, do what you do. You can go and make videos about me. You can play the videos about me and my mother and all that stuff. My writings about seeing my mom having sex. Go keep doing it. I'm gonna let my friend Leak You continue to wash you whenever she feels like she needs to wash you. I'm not gonna play with you no more. Because you actively, see, as much as me and Israel Doctrine go back and forth, he don't strike my channel, and I don't strike him. I'm not gonna go crazy if he plays clips of my videos. So, just don't play the whole video, you'll be all right. But he played little clips of my videos, with my face on. I'm not gonna try to get the man straight. God bless Israel Doctrine. He's finally monetized. He's making money. I am not going to be the one to try to mess up his money. You hear that, Israel Doctrine? I don't have a problem with you playing my clips. If you want to play a couple clips, 2 or 3 minutes, go for it, my nigga. Go for it. You don't have to put that Section 107. I'm not that vindictive. I just don't like it when what makes me strike Israel Doctrine in the past is when he plays a whole video and then he takes something I said and he straight up miscontextualizes or bastardizes my statement. That's when I get a little upset, and that's when I say, I'm going to flag this nigga. Don't mix my words and you'll be all right. But that's what he used to do. He'd play my whole video and then comment on some shit that I didn't say. I said, oh, it's like that? Well, let me give you some strikes for that shit. Don't be playing my whole videos, but I ain't got no big issue if I see a 2 or 3 minute clip of me on this channel. I'm not going to trip on that. But you, lady, you not having a job, not having any children, nobody to take care of, you are sitting home daily, and you are combing my channel and you are combing my videos to find something that you could label as bullying, harassment. So I had to go through my videos, and anything with your name on it on my community wall, I just took you off. I got you out of there. Go ahead, just do your thing. I will not allow this channel to go bye-bye over you. Because you're not that important. I love going back and forth with you, you and your hand. I like doing it, don't get me wrong. I like talking my shit to you and your hand. I love that shit. But at what cost? I gotta wake up the next day and see you've been flagged or you got a strike behind you and I doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. As much as I bully you, you bullying me, if you want to use that terminology. You're not playing fair, dear. So I said, leave her alone. She ain't got no content. She can't speak on no Bible stuff. All she can do is go take videos from other YouTubers and on the Bible and put them on her channel and say, this is my content. You don't have no commentary. You can't open no Bible and teach no Bible. And I know you're sad that you and Israel doctrine, y'all ain't, like it used to be. Israel doctrine has replaced you with a nigga named Hananiah that at least reads for him. He has some importance. He reads for Israel doctrine. When you were over there, you wouldn't read shit for the man. You would just sit over there and talk about what you think you know about religion. You were handicapping a handicapped man. That's all you were doing. You don't bring no religious knowledge to the conversation. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Now, about this debate. There's a great part of me that want to fuck your channel. There's a great part of me that wanted me to call Sonetter, and Sonetter will host it for me. If I say, look, I want you to host me and Israel Doctrine, we're going to finally settle this shit. He would host it. That's number one. If I'm going to debate him, I'm not debating on your channel. You're nobody that doesn't like me. Why would I want to come over there? And ain't nobody really going to see it besides, the usual suspects. No, I want to, if I get Israel Doctrine in the ring, I want 500 to 1,000 people. I want the world to see me bury that nigga once and for all. Because that's what it'll be. All this, you talking slaughter and all that shit y'all talking. Slaughter. And yes, the subject would be the first Christians were not Israelites. That would be the subject. That would be the subject, Gwynetta. I said your name. That would be the subject. And I heard Israel Doctrine's response to that subject just today on your channel. What a lame, weirdo, wrong breakdown of the situation. The first Christians were those that Paul and his teachings would convert. The proselytization that Paul did, that's who the first Christians were. They were never Israelites. The disciples of Jesus, they weren't Christians. You can't find one scholar, one book, one real biblical scholar, one New Testament scholar who would tell you that the direct disciples of Jesus, when he was walking on earth, that they were calling themselves Christian. It's not even a debate. It's a grand opening, grand closing situation. Now let me call your name again, Gwynetta. Let me ask you this, Gwynetta. I said, Gwynetta, put on your thinking cap for a minute, Miss Gwynetta. And let me show you how stupid and dumb and ignorant that kind of debate would be. That it would be an outright demolition of Israel doctrine. Let me ask you this, Gwynetta. Is the word Christian in the first 4 books of the New Testament? the books where Jesus actually speaks, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And if you know a little bit, you'd have to answer, no, the word Christian is not in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Okay? We've established that. The second question is, I'm talking to you, Gwinnetta. Is the word Christianity in the first 4 books of the New Testament, the 4 Gospels? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I said, is the word Christianity also? And the answer would be, no, the word Christianity and Christian are not in the 4 Gospels. The third question would be, does Jesus himself ever use the word Christian? And the answer would be, no, Jesus never used the word Christian. And the fourth question would be, did Jesus ever say, what I'm teaching y'all is called Christianity? And the answer would be, no, Jesus never said he's teaching Christianity. So we got that out the way. And then what happens to Jesus in all the Gospels? He gets put up on a cross. He goes in the tomb for 3 days. He resurrects. He meets the disciples. And then he goes over yonder to heaven. That's the narrative of the 4 Gospels. And so when he leaves earth, the word Christian is not in circulation. The religion known as Christianity has not started yet. So that's the end of the case. What is Israel doctrine talking about? The first Christians were Israelites? Not only that, Israel doctrine, if he makes that claim that the first Christians were Israelite, he's going to have to show scholarship. And thus far, if you didn't know, thus far, Israel doctrine hasn't shown one outside of the Bible reference that says such a thing. Do you think I'm going to debate a man whose only source is reading the Bible and telling me what he thinks it means? No. That's not how debates go, baby girl. Debates go, you have to bring sources and scholarship to support anything that comes out of your dick suckers. And so Israel doctrine, he's done 3 or 4 or 5 videos in the last week about this whole, the first Christians were Israelites. And in those 4 videos, he has yet to show one scholar, one book. He hasn't even shown a Wikipedia or a Google entry bolstering that claim. You want me to debate a man who simply wants to come on camera and read the KJV Bible and then tell me what his interpretation is, and that's supposed to win the debate? Baby girl, the way debates are won is not just on the word of the people that are debating. What the outside world wants to see is, who can you bring that backs up and supports what you're saying? Who will Israel doctrine finally pull out of his sphincter muscle to support that the first Christians were Israelites? But baby girl, I'm talking to you, baby girl, and I'm being respectful to you. Now that we have agreed, and I'm sure you agree with me, that the word Christian or Christianity is not in the 4 Gospels where Jesus actually speaks. And when he leaves and goes to heaven, Nobody is talking about Christians and Christianity. So his immediate followers, you know, Peter and John and James, his brother, and Mary Magdalene, maybe his wife, and his mother, the Virgin Mary, and Martha, and Lazarus, and all those great people that knew Jesus, who were part of Jesus' new movement. The question then becomes, what were they calling themselves? You see how he's already lost? This is the subject I would love to debate him on, because it's a grand opening, grand closing argument. What did he say today? Judeo-Christian, and Judeo from the word Judah. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Baby girl, are you following me? If you are halfway smart in the Bible, if you were a little bit smart in the Bible, you know what you would do? You would get on the phone and you say, Israel Doctrine, Khalil's going to kill you on this subject here. You better find something else. Talk about the Hebrew Israelite. I'll kill him on that too. But don't talk about the first Christians were Israelites. That's not true. That's not true. We don't even see the word Christian till about 25 years after the death of Jesus at Antioch. The scholars say that the word Christian didn't come into use till about 100 AD. That would be 67 years after the death of Jesus. Baby girl, are you feeling what I'm saying to you about this discussion? It'll be a rout. It'll be a rout. Do you understand? Do you understand that in debate format, both debaters must bring outside sources? And the other thing, this idea of you and him telling me what's authentic and what books you gonna use and you not gonna deal with mythology and all that, that's not how debates are ran. You don't get to set the debate terms and say what sources and what one debater is gonna go into. If I want to go into mythology, if I want to quote the great mythologist Iliad Merciad, or the great mythologist Joseph Campbell, I have the freedom to do that in my debate to make my debate points. What is you all talking about over there? I know you've never been in a debate, dear. I know you was shit-afraid to debate me a couple years ago. I know you did everything in your power when it got real close to us debating that you were going to get out of that shit by hook or crook. I know you didn't want no parts of a debater like me and an author of 6 books, 4 of them about religion. You didn't want to see me in no debate. Come on, Gwinnetta. They say, to thine own self be true, as it must follow the night the day. Thou can't be false to any man. You knew that changing our debate site from J. Lee Chronicles to Kinola News, you knew that was going to be the deal breaker for me. You knew it. I don't fuck with that motherfucker Kinola News. I heard what he said about children. I don't fuck with that Kinola News. I've seen him dox and what they call it, revenge porn. I've seen him put revenge porn on his Facebook, on his YouTube page. He did it to some some YouTuber. I don't fuck with that nigga. You should have just kept it at Jay Lee's. And you had Israel Doctrine sitting right next to you. And we would have got it in. And you would have realized you had no business trying to debate a man of my caliber. And that's why, even before the debate, I kept begging, I kept imploring Israel Doctrine to call off the debate. I know you all misinterpreted it. At least openly you did. At least openly you said, see that, he afraid, he don't want to debate, see that? No, I was trying to throw mercy to you. You know why it was going to be so bad for you? Because you allowed Israel Doctrine to put your whole debate on YouTube. No debater shows his hand to his debate enemy before the debate. Especially a person who, like you, who has never debated before. But Israel Doctrine, wanting to be so much a part of what you and I had going on, he self-sabotaged you by showing what you were going to say in the debate. And I was just taking notes. Oh, they're going to come on that angle. Oh, they're going to use that scripture. Oh, she going to say that. I had you dead in the water. Thanks to Israel Doctrine. You never do that. I know what he said after that. It don't matter if he knew or not. It don't matter. He couldn't do nothing about it. Yes, I could. In a fight, in a real street fight, my dear, no man should ever underestimate another man's agility and strength, and his squabble, his fisticuffs, his wrestling and grappling game. You never do that. When a man gets into a street fight with another man, expect that that man can fight. But your nigga put your whole debate in a 3 or 4 or 5 part series. He put it on YouTube for me to look at. And I think you were smart enough, Gwinnetta. I think you were smart enough to go, this nigga is sabotaging me. He knows I've never debated. Why he gonna give this man my material? Weirdo shit to me. But that's all I want to say about that. You know, you and I both know you dodged a motherfucking bullet by not getting in the squared circle with me and debating is Jesus Jehovah. You probably would have gave me a strike, a bully strike for that. The way I was going to do you. And again, all that shit that Israel Doctrine put out there about your debate, not once, not even once, did you have an outside authority on deck to back up what you were saying about Jesus and Jehovah being one. It was all Bible. You can't win a debate by simply using the Bible and simply expecting people to accept your interpretation of what you are citing in the Bible. That's not how it goes. And you were ill prepared. You had no sources and no books on deck, Gwinnetta. I had a shitload of books on deck that was going to bury you. I'm so glad it didn't happen, because I'm not a bully. I'm so glad I didn't have to do you like that. But back to Israel Doctrine. What's he going to do? Why would I debate a man? Why would I debate a man who's not going to bring independent, extra biblical sources? Why would I debate a man who's only going to read scripture and interpret them the way he sees it and expect that he wins the debate? Simply on interpreting scriptures. That's not how debates are ran, and that's not how debates are won and lost, my dear. Debates are won and lost based on scholarship and source material from other scholars who can back up and bolster what you are trying to say. And thus far, on this subject of the first Christians being Israelites, I have yet to see Israel doctrine, not even once, outside of talking himself, bring a source, a scholar, a book that backs up his claim. But I've already destroyed that argument just now to you. If Jesus never called his disciples Christians, if Jesus never heard of Christianity, and he went on to glory, when does the phrase Christian and Christianity come to fruition? Certainly, we know it never happened in the four Gospels. And certainly, we know that the immediate followers of Jesus never called themselves Christians and never called their religion Christianity. So the next question is, when do we get this word Christian? Acts chapter 11, verse 26. The author of Acts is a dude named Luke. And by the way, the book of Luke and the book of Acts used to be one book. Did you know that, Cornetta? I'm sure you don't. I don't want to go too long. But Luke, the author of the book of Acts, in 11:26, he says that the first Christians were being called that in Antioch. Antioch is in a country called Syria. Syria is about a 400-mile distance from where Jesus and his disciples were teaching in Jerusalem. The phrase Christian, its origin, it developed 400 miles away in Syria, Antioch to be specific. And when they began to use that word Christian, they were not referring to the people in Jerusalem that Jesus raised up and taught. They were referring to the people who became Jesus worshipers through the Apostle Paul. And what were those people? Were the Israelites? Hell no, they were Gentiles. And so, the first Christians were Gentiles, not Israelites. Grand opening, grand closing. That what I just said to you? I got 10 books on my shelf that will back up what I just said. I got 10 books. I got encyclopedias, Bible encyclopedias, and Bible dictionaries on my shelf that will co-sign and back up and bolster what I just said to you. Ladybug, I heard you also say, not only did you say something about it's going to be KJV and no mythology. You said something about no dictionaries and no encyclopedias. No, that's not how debate goes. You can't tell somebody what their only source of authority is. You see, struggle doctrine, old Pizzy, his only source of authority is the King James Version of the Bible. Outside of that, he's useless. This is why he's trying to set up these ground rules about what book. I might not want to use the KJV. I might want to use the NIV. I have the right to choose the Bible that suits me. I don't want to use King James Version. I might want to use the New International. I might want to use the RSV, the Revised Standard Version. I might want to use the Jerusalem Bible. I might want to use the Oxford Annotated Bible. That's my prerogative, as Bobby Brown would say. You don't set up a debate and tell the debaters what material they can bring in and what's authoritative and what's not authoritative and what Bible you must use and what Bible you can't use, and you can't use mythology and you can't use Bible dictionaries and you can't use Bible encyclopedias. No. The reason why Israel Doctrine is saying all that bullshit, because that's all he has, baby girl. Don't you see? That's all he has. KJV. And you cannot win a debate simply reading scriptures and trying to interpret those scriptures. You do not win a debate like that. If you're going to read scriptures and then you want to comment on those scriptures and break those scriptures down, after you do your breakdown and your deconstruction of those scriptures, you must then find an outside source that says the same goddamn thing that you said. And if Israel Doctrine can't do that, he lost the debate. And I know he can't do that because he's not a researcher. He's beholden to one book, the King James Version of the Bible. I know this. That's the other big reason why I won't debate the nigga. It's not that I'm afraid of him. It's not that I'm worried about my reputation. He has no sources. All he's going to do is read scriptures and try to convince me and you that what he says about those scriptures is the truth. But that's not how debating goes. If you can't find people, if you can't find books and teachers and scholars and great thinkers that you can bring into the conversation to back up what you're saying, you have nothing. You have nothing. You have nothing. And so, this is why I don't want to debate him. My God. I'm talking to you, Gwinnetta. If you know anything about Sonetter's whole debate league over there, if you know anything about it, I once debated the top and the number one dude over there. You know, he's a pedophile and he's in prison now, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about Brother Polite. Brother Polite used to do niggas dirty. Brother Polite was a top tier debater. Brother Polite was nothing to fuck with in debating. I debated him. I lost. I admit it to myself. I believe that I lost. Some people told me that I won, but in my heart of hearts, I felt like he got the better of me. But why would you think I'm afraid to debate you, Gwinnetta, or Struggle Doctrine? When I debated Brother Polite, that was the first debate I had ever had. And back then, when Brother Polite was on the level, he wouldn't debate anybody. The very fact that he debated me says volumes about what he thought about me, my scholarship, and what I brought to the table. Brother Polite, he was the Floyd Mayweather. He was Brother Jabari first. Go back and look at the archives and you can see Brother Polite tearing motherfuckers up left and right. But what does it say about who I am as a professor and a scholar and an author, that the best that the black conscious community had back then Brother Polite, he wanted to debate me. What does it say about what he thought about me? When you are a top tier person, you're not going to debate low level motherfuckers. You're not going to debate people that you know you can just tear up. Like I had no business trying to debate you. But I'm trying to get you to think, Gwinnetta. What does it say about what does it, forget all that pedophile stupid shit. Yeah, the nigga's doing time like he should be. But put that aside. We're talking about the debate arena. Brother Polite was the best of the motherfucking best. And my first debate was with Brother Polite. He was knocking down folks David and Goliath style. But when me and him started talking, he wanted a piece of me. What does that say about how he, Brother Polite, thought about me? That I was a worthy foe. That I wasn't someone he was going to bully. That he respected my acuity and my acumen. That means keenness of insight, Gwinnetta. So cut it out with the I was afraid to debate you. Cut it out with the I'm afraid to debate Israel doctrine. I won't debate Israel doctrine until I see this nigga go and do videos and bring sources and books and scholars to bolster what he's saying. Is fuck that nigga. Now you got my answer. And this is not an emotional answer. Y'all two niggas got too much baggage. And lastly, let me say this. While you might be tired, Gwinnetta, of the back and forth, how can you be tired if you claim you don't watch my channel? So what would make you tired? Are you simply tired of watching Israel doctrine talk about me? But if you're tired of seeing us go back and forth, you are admitting that you are watching me also. But going beyond the fact that you, my dear, might be tired of this back and forth. As I've always said, and I continue to say, Struggle Doctrine, he's nothing but a teaching tool to my audience. My audience absolutely loves the way I come behind, the way I piggyback off of his line information. See, I talk to my subscribers. My subscribers talk to me. Unlike you, Gwinnetta Greer, you like to turn your comments off so you don't have your finger on the pulse of the people. And ain't nobody calling you on the phone trying to tell you nothing. Because people don't act that way and don't operate that way. People will go, well, if this woman won't let me comment on her page, I'm not going out of my way to pick up the phone and call her. So stop it with the, oh yeah, my people tell me. Ain't nobody telling you nothing, dear. But my comment sections are open, and I have my finger on the pulse of my people and what they saying and what they hearing. And my people constantly tell me that I am beating the brakes off of Israel doctrine. Likewise, you ain't never seen nobody over in Israel Doctrine's comment section saying that he's beating the brakes off of Khalil Amani. The nigga got 5,600 subscribers, and he can't get one person to go over there and say, God damn, Israel Doctrine, you stomped a mud hole in Khalil on this subject. Not one person. But every day I can go in my comment section and see that people are paying attention and that people are smart and that people understand the argument, especially about the first Christians being Israelites. They know that's a lie. Because when I tackled the subject, I brought books. I brought scholars. I brought dictionaries, encyclopedias, and showed what the real scholars say. And they backed me up. Again, yo nigga's got 5,600 subscribers. And nobody will go over there with the wide open comment section, with the wide open lives that he does. Nobody is feeling his conversation. Nobody is telling him that he's telling the truth. Nobody is saying you are destroying Khalil. The only one who's saying that I'm being destroyed is Israel Doctrine itself. And that's what I mean again. You can't be your own goddamn... You gotta let the people say what it is. I don't have to say that I'm destroying Israel Doctrine. The people say I am destroying Israel Doctrine. And so, if you want to debate, Gwinnetta, in the future, if you ever want my attention, the best way to get it, and the best way to get to maybe possibly get what you're asking, is to play nice. It's to kiss a little ass. It's to walk on eggshells. It's to temper your words. It's to be respectful is what I'm saying. But that shit you did today, that 38 minutes shit you did today, wanted me to talk and debate Israel Doctrine, but talking about him damn near 70 and you shouldn't act that way, you childish, and if you don't do it, you ain't a man. You don't get people to do what you want by challenging who they are as a person. I mean, if I was a weak-minded motherfucker, I'd be like, oh, fuck that. Oh, she said I ain't a man if I don't debate him. Well, let's debate. But I'm past that. The way you get things done with a man like me is you watch your motherfucking mouth. And you be respectful, and you ask for what you want, and you leave it alone. And you give me a chance to say, well, that was very respectful the way she asked. Maybe I will grant her request. But not you, Gwinnetta. You come over here and you talk shit about me. But you want me to debate your nigga. I've already destroyed the debate subject in this video. And I ask you, Gwinnetta, to feel free to fact check me about who were the first Christians. Were they Israelites or were they Gentiles? And you will see. Use AI, use Google, use Wikipedia. The first Christians were Gentile converts of the Apostle Paul. Because the first real Jesus followers, I didn't say this, but I'll tell you now. You want to know what they were called, Gwinnetta? Oh, they had a name. The men and women that walked and talked with Jesus, that knew him personally, that cried at the cross and at the tomb, the men and women that became Jesus followers when Jesus was walking the earth, they had a name. And it's written 5 times in the book of Acts. You know what the name is? They were simply called those of this way. They were simply called those of that way. The word way, W-A-Y, being the operative word. The people that Jesus personally taught were called the way. The people that Paul would teach were called Christians. Grand opening, grand closing. Thank you all for listening to this video. But my answer is, motherfuck Israel Doctrine. My second answer is, motherfuck you, lady. Respectfully. I don't have to, again, my audience knows what I'm doing. You niggas over there can call it piggybacking and riding his coattails and going behind him. You niggas call whatever you want. My audience, as I have explained it to my audience, is called I'm using struggle doctrine pizzy as a teaching tool. That's all I'm doing. I got lots of other shit I can teach. But when I want to focus on that nigga, Israel doctrine is just a teaching tool. I just use this nigga as what's wrong with Bible teachers today. Israel doctrine, he's a shade tree preacher, like a shade tree mechanic. He's a shade tree teacher. That's all he is. Israel doctrine is a jackleg Bible teacher. They used to call them jackleg preachers back in slavery days. Israel doctrine is just like the niggas in slavery days who could hardly read or write, that would pick up the Bible upside down and start preaching some shit that was up here while holding the Bible up like he's reading. He's not reading it. If you look carefully, the Bible's upside down. That's Israel doctrine. That's Israel doctrine. God damn. Oh, I thought that shit said 1 minute and 35. I've been going that long? Oh, I was about to say, let me get off of here. But Israel doctrine is nothing but a jackleg Bible teacher. He's a shade tree Bible teacher. That's why he won't go outside of the KJV Bible. That's why he's trying to put rules and limitations on what he will not do and what Bibles he won't accept, and he won't talk about mythology. That's not what you do in a debate. You bring whatever you bring to the debate and let the chips fall where they motherfucking fall. Israel doctrine needs to go and debate motherfuckers that think like him. You know, KJVers. King James Bible only motherfuckers. That's what he need to do. You're not going to limit me, a man of my caliber. I've written 6 books. 4 of them are about religion. You think I'm going to let a motherfucker with a 7th grade education dictate to me what tools I can bring to the fight? You two niggas got it all fucked up. No, it's fuck Israel doctrine and it's fuck you, lady. Fuck you. You want me off of YouTube anyway. Why I want to give you my content? The best thing I've ever seen you do, Gwinnetta, was my goddamn video. I ain't seen you do a better interview or a better discussion, a better debate since you and I and Israel Doctrine was on your channel. I ain't seen nothing better yet. You're not going to use me. No. And if, by chance, I ever get a wild hair up my ass to debate this fuck nigga Israel Doctrine, I'm going to take his ass over to Sonnetters and take his ass out in deep water and drown him. I'm not going to drown that nigga on a dead, no-name channel like you got. No. I'm going to take him on Sonnetters. Sonnetter would do it for me. If I make the call to Sonnetter tonight and say, set up a debate with me and Israel Doctrine, he said, when y'all want to do it? And he would oblige me. And I'll have 1,000 people watching live. If I do it on your channel, what, man, like 5, 6 people watching? Bitch, excuse me. I don't mean to call you a bitch. My bad. Strike that. Strike that. You're not a bitch. Strike that. I just don't want that. I just don't want nothing to do with you, Gwinnetta. Because you have your finger on the YouTube police dial when it comes to me. And since we can't argue and go back and forth, however disrespectful you want to get or I want to get, and keep it on YouTube, you want to take it to the YouTube police. And I'm done with that. Because I know I have plenty to offer. I have great content, and I'm going to keep on moving down the road. And you have no content. You have nothing but negativity and no content. And when you feel like you got your ass whipped with your thin skin, you run to the YouTube police on me. You win, Gwinnetta. I don't want to argue with you no more. I'm never putting your name in the title. I'm never doing a whole video on you, Gwinnetta. I'm never going to go at you again. You win. You win. Thank you for listening, y'all. I hope y'all understand. It ain't about fear. It ain't about nothing. My people on my channel, they enjoy my breakdowns of Israel doctrines, lies, and misunderstandings. You may not enjoy it, Gwinnetta. You may be tired of it. But my people on my channel, and that's who counts. The people that watch me, and although I only have 249 subscribers, I'm getting 150 views. I'm getting 250 views on my little channel because people enjoy my breakdown. Nobody cares, Gwinnetta, if you're tired of the back and forth between me and Israel doctrine. Nobody cares, Gwinnetta, what you are tired of. My people love it. They love how I destroy the stuff he says with sound research and scholarship. Israel doctrine is just a punching bag. Israel doctrine is just my teaching tool. And that's it. Talk to y'all later. Peace.